Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. Yes, as the Super Sons happen to make an appearance in Flash issue 797, and as you can see here, I happen to have brought two copies of it, one that I ended up paying for with my main comic haul, and the other one which I also picked up whilst I was at my LCS. So moving into first things first, do these covers in any way, shape, or form connect to something that's happening inside with the story? The first cover a little bit more ish, and the second cover not so much, but the overall rating for the first cover is a 7 out of 10. And the one for the second cover is also a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal story, to which we'll get to have a look at some of the art, but I'm thinking for this one I might just go for the whole story so we can see the whole story play out. And who makes an appearance? So as the story begins, we meet up with Ace, or Wallace West. Really enjoying the art. Then we move into catching up with the twins, Jay and Irie, along with Animal Girl. And they start to make their way back home when something captures them. We, of course, catch up with Knives Maroney and his not-so-friendly villain crew, such as Reverse Grodd, Heatwave Jr., Foul Play, Mineral Man, and, of course, Dr. Nightmare. The story continues as Wallace West continues to drop into Terrificon to catch up with Mr. Terrific, whilst Jay and Irie encounter taking on the villains who have encountered them. Oh, and of course, we can't forget the best part. Shh! The Super Sons, they're hiding in secret there. Of course, the best part of this, our favourite Super Sons return into the DC Comics. Woohoo! We, of course, get some good dialogue between the characters and a fight between the beasties or the bad guys. Of course, we have Wallace West trying to work out what's happened with Mr. Terrific until, of course, he turns up where the twins have disappeared to. We catch up with our favourite Super Sons once again and get a bit of a discussion. Until finally Wallace West catches up and we get to see the Super Sons once again working with Jay and Irie. Of course, Knives Maroney wants to get his hands into everything. But of course, the group had their planned ideas too. The story continues, of course, until the Super Sons go home, and we also meet one of the people who desire this particular item. So, for the internal art, I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the story. So, first things first, did we get any comic references as to when this takes place? We learned that this takes place around the time of the Flash Annual of 2022, which Jeremy Adams brought out, and also Adventures of the Super Sons, even though that wasn't put in there. We do know it's connected to it, but it wouldn't have hurt to at least even made reference of the Adventures of the Super Sons trade paperback collection. Moving into the next area, Time, we got no indication of time. Location, we're not exactly sure where this takes place location-wise. Even though we did get to see the Mr. Terrific's lab, and it should have been noted as so. But moving into the last thing, to which we had quite a fair cast here. And this is going to play a big part in regards to the story rating, considering the last two didn't quite make up for it. So we had Kid Flash, Ace, or Wallace West, Jane Irie West, we had Animal Girl, we had Knives Maroney, we had the Eternity Mind, which is the object, Dr. Nightmare, we had Reverse Grodd, of course, Fingo Man, Foul Play, Heatwave Jr., we had Mr. Terrific, we had Damian Wayne Robin, woohoo! John Samuel Kent, the real John Samuel Kent, not this imposter that we're seeing in the present universe right now. The real Superboy, and of course they make up the Super Sons. And last but not least, we had the character of Granny Goodness. For the overall story rating, I gave this an 8.5 out of 10. And we'll see you again at the Super Sons Fortress of Attitude. Next time, I'm not too sure what will be covered for it next time. So stay tuned anyway. And have yourself an awesome day.